Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first video on my YouTube channel. My name is Ca'Leah and I'm just a university student that's trying out this whole YouTube thing. So today I'm doing my everyday base tutorial, which is pretty flawless if you ask me. And in this video, I'm just gonna show you everything that I do to, just look this good. Niggas can tell. I shoot a nigga if he tell. I actually filmed this video a couple days ago, so I'm wearing like a completely different outfit and the makeup looks a little different, but I forgot to film the intro, so here it is. Okay, so I'm gonna get right into it and start with this cream right here. It is my holy grail. It is basically like the best base. It like makes your skin feel so smooth, and I don't know, like it is like one of the best products I think I've ever used, and I've been doing my makeup for a while. I will let that soak in for a minute while I start the eyebrows, but since this is a base routine, I will come back when my eyebrows are done so we can do the base. Okay, eyebrows are on, and now I'm gonna start with my base. So to start with my base, if I'm going out, I really like to use the Milk Hydrogrip. I use like maybe one pump just on the lower half of my face. You're gonna see why. And next I go in with my foundation. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation in the shade 90NN. I will put up a clip of it, and I use maybe one pump of this as well. Like, I do not like to layer or build or anything like that. Like, my favorite thing to do with foundation is to have it be the exact coverage I want, like right off the bat. And so for application, I have the most scarring on the perimeter of my face. Do you see how that just got covered up? Yeah. And so I put majority of the product that I pick up on this Real Techniques foundation brush. There's nothing on it anymore. Like I don't know what brush this is, but I put it on the perimeters of my face, and then I work inwards, but I get my scarring first, and on the top of my lip. I also have this little breakout right here that's scarred over, so I'm gonna lightly tap over it, and I tap the rest of my face for who knows how long, girl, until I feel like it's fully blended seamlessly into my face. I don't take it down the neck, girl. I do not like makeup on my chin or on the underneath of my chin or on my neck. I do not like that. So I think this is the most important part, because I do spend a lot of time working in my foundation, and I do let it dry down before moving on to any other step. For concealer, I like to use this Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Spice Rum. They don't carry this shade anymore. This tube is probably expired, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not letting it go because this is my perfect shade, and they don't have it anymore, which is rude. But I take my concealer like this in the inner corners on the outer eyes, and this is just barely lighter than my skin. My exam grades just got released. No, ma'am. Anyways, and then I take this slightly lighter shade just on the inner corner. This is the Fenty ProFilt'r in the shade 410. I used to use 420, but it was a lot more yellow. And I'm gonna let this dry down for a second, because that's what Auntie Jackie said. While it does dry down though, I'm going to contour with my Fenty MatchStix in the shade Espresso. And I do not put this directly on my face anymore. I actually take an angled foundation brush. I believe this one's from Morphe, but I just take it like this on the butt end of the brush. You see how it's angled? And I start to tap exactly where I want to have it. I feel like it's less noticeable on camera, but it does the darn thing for me in person. And I take it up to my temples and right around my forehead. I do not like putting foundation on my forehead, which is why I didn't prime on my forehead. I don't like putting anything on my forehead, to be honest. So I try to make the blend from makeup to no makeup as seamless as possible. because it can be a bit jarring if you don't get it right. Sometimes when I feel like I contour my jawline and chin, but usually I don't actually. I usually forget. And I blend upwards. Like I'll never bring it down because I don't think that's flattering for my face shape. I'm trying to accentuate my cheekbones that are barely there, girl. If you saw my mom's, God's get me for sure. For sure, for sure. Before I blend out my concealer, I'm gonna take the same matchstick and this little angled brush, and I'm going to contour my nose. I'll show you right now. I take the Creme product and I put the line exactly where I want it to be. This is gonna be blend out later. I actually don't tend to make my nose all that much smaller or finer. You can see that I'm following the natural shadows of my nose, or the natural line of my nose. I just like to give the shape back. And I don't take it all the way down because A, I don't like how it looks when I turn to this side, and B, I don't think it photographs well. And the last step is me putting a little bit on the bottom tips of my nose. It's just like the excess. I didn't put any extra product on, and that's literally it for contouring my nose. I will highlight it, but that is just, I'll show you. To blend out my concealer, I take my foundation brush and I work my way in, up, and then out. So I start down here, I go up to my under eye right here, and then I bring it out like so. And then I do go on top of my eyes and eyelids just because I did not take foundation there, and I think it looks more cohesive. And then to really melt the face together, I'm bringing that concealer up to my nose contour. And it looks harsh now, but once I blend out what I put there, it'll look great. Yeah, I'm gonna blend out the rest of this concealer and I'll be right back. It's really simple. Remember, I started down here, brought it up, turn the brush a little, bring it out. I don't bring it all the way out here. I usually just bring it out right to where my eyebrow ends, and then over the eye with the excess from that side, down the nose and onto the top of the mouth, because I do want to bring the light to the center of my face. Now to blend out my nose contour, I'm gonna take this small Real Techniques blending brush that I usually use for my concealer, but lately I have been using it for my contour, and I'm just blending it out in the direction that I applied it in the first place. So I'm just following the line, but I'm just blowing it out so it's less harsh and that it just looks intentional and more natural. It looks like it disappeared, but like I said, I don't like my nose contour to actually look like nose contour. I just want my nose to look like a nose again. After putting foundation on. I don't know how to explain it other than that, but yeah. And then I'm gonna take my Fenty concealer once again on only the nose bridge, like that. And then I'm going to spread that downwards in the center of what was that contour line. And on the tip, shoot, why not? I'm gonna highlight there anyways. And then I'm gonna take my finger because I don't trust a brush to do this, at least not initially. And now I'm gonna tap my nose in, I guess, and making sure that it does not look crazy. And I like to go back and forth between my contour brush and my finger for the concealer, just to make sure there are no harsh lines. No harsh lines allowed at all, girl. And you see how that is just enough. Like, that is literally just enough to make my nose look like a nose again. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. Like, if the girls that get it, get it. Moving on to setting my face, I first take the OneSize powder. I already have some in the cap right here. And I take a small, fluffy Real Techniques setting brush. This one still has the name on it. And I've already blent out my concealer once again with my foundation brush. And I'm going to look like I'm tilting my head down and looking up just so that my creases don't form. And I am pressing in the powder everywhere that I put some concealer. This powder is my holy grail, girl, because there's nothing as translucent as this. Like, it's dried, but it hasn't made my face that much lighter. There's a problem with a lot of translucent powders that give you the ashy look, but once this has set into my skin, you can't even tell that it's there. Like, it's so good. We look a little crazy, but it's all part of the plan. Next up, I'm gonna set my contour using the Morphe 35R. You see these two shades right here? Yeah, I'm gonna take those on this itty bitty Morphe brush. It also came in the same set as my contour brush. And I'm gonna take these and I literally just go over my contouring in circular motions upwards. But I do like to keep it in the same space just so that it stays like clean, if you will. I do that on both sides, maintaining and just setting what I put down there with the contour stick. Child, look a little crazy, but it'll all come together. So I'm just gonna keep blending in circular motions, not adding any more product, just making sure that everything has been, you know, set and put in place properly. I know it looks a little crazy now, but trust me, trust the process, please. I'm going to set my nose with this small fluffy shader brush with those same two shades in that Morphe 35R palette. And I literally just follow the lines again. But for this one, I'm a little bit more heavy-handed because I am going to clean off this brush and blow it out on the tip of my nose as well. And then I'm gonna take the excess off on my hand like that. And then I'm going to just go to town with her. And I'm still going to go back in with my powder brush and just smooth this out just a little bit more, just to make sure that I'm not sitting up here looking crazy, you know what I mean? If I hit you from the side, my nose it's not giving. So you have to go back and forth. Like, there's no other explanation. So I'm taking my powder brush with nothing added on it, just going over, you know, what needs to be blended out. I don't know how else to explain it, but you see how that, if I turn to the side now, you can't see that harsh, you know. I hope you can see it, you know. I don't got that HD camera. You gotta believe me. Anyways, we're moving on to blush, my favorite part. And I'm going to use my favorite blush, which is the KVD Beauty Everlasting Blush in the shade Snapdragon, girl. And let me tell you, Snapdragon be snapping. Snapdragon be snapping. The way I apply blush, this is like a fan brush, but I take it, what is this, horizontally? And I just do this over my contour mostly, and on the very outer edge of my eye. I do not bring my blush in super close just because I like to keep the center of my face very open looking. You see how that just added a little flare to the side of my face? Like, come on, stop playing. I know you see it. Oh, I forgot to show you what the blush even looked like, child. It looks so aggressively pink, but I'm telling you, it just melts beautifully into my skin for real. Like, if you've seen any picture of me in the last, I don't know how long I've had this. It was actually, I got it 2 years ago. I'm exposing myself. I need to, listen, expiry dates are a suggestion for me. I'm not throwing out $40 worth of anything after 12 months just because you say so. Get out of my face. Anyways, as you can see, it just added a little bit of color back into my skin. Yeah. Anyways, where's the next step? I'm gonna do my eyes. And I will be right back. If you want, my eyes are gonna be very simple. I was gonna say if you want a tutorial. Girl, there's no tutorial. Put on some lashes. Okay, so I decided against putting on falsies just for this tutorial, just so that you could see, I don't know, my real eye shade. I don't know, I'm kind of just too lazy. Anyways, now that my eyes are done, because I didn't really do an eye look, I'm going to go in with my tried and true, my Sephora Micro Smooth. Now, I use the shade 80 Sienna, and it's a little warmer than my skin tone, but I think it's perfect for its purpose. It prevents fat flashback. It just makes everything look seamless. If you ever put too much of something on, I would take this and blend it over it. Like, I just think it's a multi-purpose, amazing powder. Like, it's just amazing. Next, I'm going to highlight with this Wet n Wild Mega Glow. Remember when these used to run the internet for a little while? This one is Crown of My Canopy. Everyone had this one. All the brown girls had this one. And then there was another one that I think it was Pearl or something that the fairer ladies had. Yeah. But I'm gonna take this itty bitty Morphe brush. This one also came in a set, but I got it for my birthday years ago. And I'm going to just hit the tip of my nose and blend it out and the very top of the bridge of my nose. I do not bring it down to the center. I like to keep this defined right here because I think that's where my dip happens, and I like to, I don't know, bring it forward a little bit. And then I blend it out. Put a little on the bottom just to make sure it's cohesive. And I'm gonna take a little bit of this on my inner corners. I said a little bit, but child, in person, that's a lot. That's a lot. And I'm almost done. Almost. Almost. I just like to look at my face over, and I'm looking in the camera, but I'm also gonna look in my itty bitty mirror just to, you know, maybe catch some itty bitty things that I haven't noticed yet that my camera isn't showing me, like unblended patches and such. But it's looking pretty good right now. And after highlight, I literally do my lips. And my lips today are just gonna be some liner and some gloss. But I like to take this Wet n Wild. This is actually a brow pencil, and I think it's called Seaweed Brown now. My mom uses this, and I used to steal it from her. But now that I'm grown, I have to buy my own, which is rude. So I just line my lips, just like anybody else. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because honestly, I'm going to be blending it out. I literally take a finger and boom, like so. And if you don't want it to go over your lip, if you want to like make your lips look perfect, you could go ahead and do that. But me, over here, we're not doing that. Anyways, I'm gonna put some gloss on. I just realized I don't have it with me, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and now I'm going to, girl, did I move the camera? Anyways, now I'm going to put on some clear beauty supply store gloss, girl. Like, nothing special, nothing crazy. Don't go buying those $10 glosses. These ones perform so much better. I've had this one for a minute, and I'm not feeling how brown it looks. So what I do is in the center of my lips, I take a clearish pink gloss and I fix up the shade. And that's it. It's just a little less, you know, orange. And now I'm gonna do my finishing touches, and that just means drawing on beauty marks, because I like to feel special. I like to feel, it's a little extra, but I love the way fake beauty marks look. Like, I know it's fake when people do it, but I love it, you know? And so I copy them. So I'm gonna put these on. This is just the e.l.f. liquid eyeliner. I put one right here because I do have a scar on my nose. You can't really see it, but it goes in, and like you can see the dip. And I already have a beauty mark here without the makeup on. And then usually any active acne or raised pimples, I will, not any, because that would be a little much, but the most prominent ones, especially on my cheeks, I will put a dot on them just to fool people into thinking that I'm just that girl. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so my camera is running out of storage, so I have to end it here, but this is the final look. Yes, ma'am. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on all my socials. I have a Pinterest, an Instagram, a TikTok. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.